What's up? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Let's see. Are we going? We should be going. What's everybody doing out there? I see a lot of you folks have been on the chat already hanging out, and that's pretty cool. I don't know if I made a mistake, but we always start at 4 o'clock Eastern, so I don't know why some of you guys were wondering if I was late. I try not to be tardy to my live events, man. So today, Godzilla and I are just hanging out, and we're going to talk a little bit about, a little catch up on the baby Rhino iguanas, and I also had some more news this week, some more babies coming on out. So let's say hello to some folks here. French Lifey, hey man. Christy Richards, hello from Wales, very cool, right on. Hello from South Florida. Why does the sound do what? I have no idea. I am... what am I doing? I got, I don't know, can you guys hear me good? Let me see. There's a whining noise. Have a high-pitched fan in the office? No. Might be my, let's try this. I'll try and go, why don't you guys tell me what sounds better? If I go from the wireless mic, or maybe I'll just switch to the mic in the camera. Tell me what you guys.
Check, check, check. Is that better? Can you guys hear me? Is that better? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. It's like reverb. How's that? How's it better? It's the mic. That's better. Okay. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go with the mic from the good old laptop. Let me shut this all off. Guess that's not working. I'll have to have Tom look into that. More echo. Sounds better. It's not whining. Way better. I'm going with this, folks. So what's up, everybody? Let's see, who do we got on here? We got about 100 people on. We are just hanging out in the studio today. Want to give a shout out to the Patreon supporters. They are going to be staying at 4:30. I'm going to do another live at 4:30 for our Patreon supporters. So hopefully some of you will be continuing on, and we'll be talking more in depth about a few things. We have a cool bonus coming up with some of the animals that I'm going to show you here today that I think you guys will find very informative about the Dumerils, Boas. We have a fun video coming up, an Ask Kamp Kenan question on Saturday, plus a whole bunch of new episodes. And I'll be going to the Turtle and Tortoise Preservation Group conference, begin a little talk there out in Phoenix, middle of November. That's going to be on the 15th of November. So I'll be out there from the 13th until the 17th. And we'll be doing a lot of videos out there with Drew Reinhardt, James Badman, Rob Bloom, Phoenix Herp Society. So there'll be a lot going on there as well, perhaps a couple of hikes out in the desert as well. So let's have a look. I don't have any. Charlie Hall asked me if I have any baby veiled chameleons. I do not, but I did. And I had them on this big cage, a big kind of air breeze cage, and a strong wind came and they disappeared, they escaped. Well, about a year later, my neighbor calls me and says they had a strange looking lizard by them. So I went over there, and sure enough, in their bush was a female veiled that big, loaded with eggs. I got her just in the nick of time because she laid the eggs, I incubated them, and wound up selling the babies. So there you go. Let's see. Yeah, man, I know Dr. Pritchard. He's one of the turtle heroes that I've had, and he's written many books that I have also. And I've been to his Chelonian Museum up in Oviedo, Florida a couple of times now. Very interesting place. Sadly, his health is ailing. It has been for the last few years. So we will no doubt be losing just a wealth of information, and a great guy who traveled the world and did a lot for Chelonian conservation. So great guy, really cool, man. Let's see, man. Chris Strange says hello. Hi. The Rhino iguanas are different from green iguanas because green iguanas are arboreal. They're green. Rhino iguanas are terrestrial. They are kind of a blue-gray, and they're more stout and stocky for life built on the ground. When they're young, they'll climb up bushes and so on. But as they get older, they get a little bit more or less agile, and they kind of live on the ground. Whereas green iguanas are at home in trees. They're also pretty good swimmers, green iguanas, whereas the rhinos are not. So there's that. There you go. I do have a Matamata turtle. It is in my pond. You'll be seeing a really cool video coming up soon. Forgive me. I'm going to go away for a second. I'm not too far. Let's pull out one of the little baby rhinos, and we can talk about them. So here's a little baby rhino. I'm going to change the camera so we can all get closer. Let's see. Let's get on into here on the FaceTime camera, and then I can talk to you guys. There you go. Very cool. So here's a little baby rhino. This guy is just about a week old. If you've been following on Instagram, and you can see he still has the yolk sac in his belly. He's got the fat little belly, and right there is the belly button or the umbilicus, the scar where the yolk had been absorbed as he was kind of incubating in the egg. But these guys are great. And so as they mature, these cute little lizards are going to get horns on their face, right above their nares or nostrils. They're going to get little horns, and that's why they call them a rhino iguana. They're great little pets. They do get to be about 4.5, 5 foot long. And once you raise them up, though, they tame down. They're really cool. They're a lot of fun. They are vegetarians. Very, very, rewarding species of lizard. They're from the island of Hispaniola, which is where the Dominican Republic and Haiti is. And you can see this one's just hanging out. If you start them young with handling gently, then you guys will make sure that you have a very cool, chilled out lizard when it's a big guy. And they're very impressive lizards, man. So let's see, many questions about the rhino iguanas. Let's have a look. The last one, yeah, all 13 hatched. All 13 of the eggs that survived wound up hatching, which is great. And really nice babies came on out. I have 6 babies left. These babies are for sale. These guys are $500 plus shipping. Shipping is $60 east of the Mississippi and $70 west of the Mississippi, $30 in Florida. I ship FedEx rather, next day air. So I ship on Mondays through Thursdays. So if you ordered one today, you wouldn't get it until Tuesday, but they're great. And the people who ordered the other 6 are pretty stoked, man. They've been emailing me, and the animals are doing well. I'm pretty excited to get these animals into new homes. And there you have some cute stuff. But if you're interested in ordering one of my lizards or snakes, then just go ahead and email me at kampkenan@gmail.com. Now, rhino iguanas are long-lived. These guys will live about 50, 60 years if properly cared for. That's a long time. And they are very, very cool. They are very, very handleable as long as you get them young and work with them. They are just like my Cuban rock iguanas. They are very much like a dog with scales. So it's kind of cool. Let's see. What else we got going on here today with this fat little belly? You can just see he's just hanging out. Now, I don't want to let go because the minute you let go, he might skedaddle. And we definitely don't want to do that. But I'm going to check out the hat, man. We're indoors. We don't need a hat. So what do we got here? Let's see. Yeah, we'll be doing more swimming with videos, Reptile Boy 02 for sure. It'll be very cool. Let's see. Any other? No breeding success with Slinky, unfortunately. Jackie did lay an egg, but it was infertile. So it was kind of a bummer rather. As far as sexing these little ones, you have to wait about 6 months before you can accurately sex them via probing. And when you probe a lizard or snake, you have to lube up the probing tool and make sure it's an appropriately sized probing tool for the sized animal. And then you're gonna insert it gently into the cloaca down towards the tail. And if it goes deep, it's a male. If it doesn't go deep, if it comes up to there, then you know you got a female. Yeah, we are going to do some videos down in the glades, KY style reptiles. Oh, he's moving around. Hi, Ben from Georgia. I don't know how many turtle species I have. I have a lot. What else? What other questions are on there? They need, Rick Caldera asks if these guys need belly heat. The best way to heat rhino iguanas, and they do need a hot basking area, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 100 to 110 degrees, to be perfectly honest. And you can accomplish that by getting a very powerful basking light, putting a flat rock underneath it, and let them move in and out as they want. I would always give them a flat rock and then a light source above so that they can warm their entire bodies. Never had really a problem with belly heat with the flat rocks because they lay on rocks all day to warm up. I also will do a little heating pad at night if it's cool. So if we get cold nights, they have an under tank heater like those ZoomEd under tank heaters, and that's the way I keep them going at night. So there you go. Rob Dugan's asking me what my favorite turtle species is. That's tough. Let's say turtle. I love fly river turtles, and as far as tortoises, I love Aldabra tortoises. So let's see. No, you don't need a UV light for night. You might get a night light that does not give off light. It gives off heat, or one of those ceramic heat emitters is another good way to keep these guys warm at night. Where can you get Colin's cage, Bongo Beard? That is a custom cage. It's made of 1-inch aluminum tubing, and then if you Google Esto, E-S-T-O, wiggling that little tail, Esto connectors. They have many different configurations of those connectors. Let's see. Can you keep your Russian? Brendan DeCon is asking if you can keep his Russian tortoise on sand. No, I wouldn't keep them on sand. They can ingest the sand and it can lead to impactions in their intestines. I would just keep them on a dry substance. You could take potting soil and mix some sand into it to create more of a loamy soil. And there you go. And just allow the potting soil to dry out a little bit more, but create a really cool humid hiding area by using sphagnum moss. So there they are. Chad P, I only have 2 sulcatas available right now. They're bigger than hatchlings. They're about 5 months old now. Let's see. Do I have a specific video that shows best housing and heating for larger male sulcatas? I should, Blake. I definitely should. You want to check that one out, go look back. Jonas Walheim, thank you for your donation, mate. Keep up the good work, dude. If I lived in your state, I'd be stoked getting a rhino iguana from you. I love the love you have for the animals. Thank you very much, man. I love these critters, and I hope it translates. I guess it does. We all love them. So we're all just trying to keep things going and keep these animals alive and educate each other and, create a good community of caring reptile enthusiasts and overall animal enthusiasts, right? Let's see. Gene Beatty needs advice on how to handle ants, setting up a new enclosure in Bay County, Florida. I just use Orthene Fire Ant Killer. It's a dust, and I've never had any problems with any of my animals because it smells real bad, so they ignore it. But you can sprinkle that around the perimeter and sprinkle it onto the actual mound if one arises, and you should have no problems with the ants. It's kind of hard to keep fire ants away for long. You just kind of kill them as you come across them. Releasing rescued animals. Will I make more? Of course, I will definitely make more, Camilla, for sure. Diatomaceous earth is another good suggestion from Rosando Penalavir. Yeah, diatomaceous earth is got microscopic sharp crystals in it that hurt the exoskeletons of insects. So you may want to try diatomaceous earth. So there you go. I prefer blue iguanas. No, I prefer iguanas. Any kind. I love them all. I have rhinos and Cuban iguanas, but I do love the Lewisii. Let's see, man. Let's swap it up here. And I'm going to change views. And we're going to go back to the wide shot. And we're going to move along and talk about some other animals. Now, remember, there's going to be a really cool bonus video on Sunday, and it's going to go into great detail about these next animals. But let's go ahead and bring them out here, and we'll have them hang out with us So this was pretty cool, man. Jonathan Kelly, I'm glad you liked the videos with Fred. I love Fred. I should talk a little bit about that. That was a fun episode. You know, he needed help cutting that down. Definitely don't use a chainsaw like that, people. I'm a grown man and can be a moron because I pay my own bills. So definitely don't do that. I'm very happy that I didn't lose a leg or anything. But that was a lot of fun. He's funny. You know, a while back, a lot of you complained you can't understand Fred. That's because he had throat cancer, and they had to remove part of his salivary glands. So he's always very dry. He's got to keep himself lubricated in order to talk. So that's why it's difficult to hear Fred. But Fred's a great guy. He's been a friend of mine for many, many years. And he really does love his animals. So that's why I love doing videos with him, man. Okay. Yeah, an iguana can go outside in the UK on hot days. Shane Waters, of course. No worries, man. Just make sure they don't get lost. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got some baby Dumerils, Boas, and some of them are actually going through their first shed. Here they are. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Why don't I do this? Let's just plop them out here. You guys can just see we got 10 babies. And what's crazy about the Dumerils is that these little guys, they're rather large when born, close to 18 inches. Maxwell Bergelin, what are the difference between Rhino, Cuban rock iguanas? Can iguanas and different species cohabitate? Could they crossbreed? Loaded question. I know, just curious. All right. I have seen a Cuban Rhino cross before, but the differences are each member of the Cyclura family or rock iguana family is from a specific island in the Caribbean. So each island has a different lizard, and those were the largest land animals on those islands prior to European man getting to the New World. We brought goats, which outcompete them for the same food source, and then we brought cats and dogs and rats, which will eat the adults and babies. Those lizards, you know, they've evolved as most insular species do, certain characteristics that are unique amongst themselves. But at some point back in their lineage, there was a common ancestor of all Cyclura that probably came from the mainland and rafted over, or when the sea levels rose, they became isolated. But they wound up, you know, getting different characteristics. And, you know, you can see slight differences. For example, the Cuban iguana does not have horns, the Rhino does. The Rhino has more of a blue-gray coloration. The Cuban iguana has a darker coloration, and that could be because of the rocks that they're found around, the color of the rock, and other foliage that they have to hide on. So that's my short answer. I hope that made sense. Ross McNally, why did I start YouTube? I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to do a television show, and we tried selling TV shows, and we were almost bought by a big network, but TV sucks. They want you to do a reality show. They don't want to educate anymore. They want sensationalism. I have no problem with things getting hairy and documenting that, but I don't want to force things. You know what I mean? I don't want to amp it up. Like, for example, the trimming the gator thing. The biggest danger we really were in was my dumbass with the chainsaw, okay? We didn't really hype up the fact, you know, we know alligators are not the most aggressive animals. However, for the layperson, they see that and they think, dude, you're crazy. You're in with these alligators and you're using a chainsaw. What's going on? So we don't necessarily try and drum up more drama than is necessary. You know? So I like YouTube because I get a chance to really communicate with you folks, and we can do what we want. We don't have to put up dumb content. We can kind of do what we want. I'm my own boss. I like that. And as the show gets bigger, you know, we have more opportunities to reach more people. There you go. What are you going to do? Let's see. The leopards should hatch within the month, man. I like to let them hatch, and it usually takes about 7 to 10 days before I can ship them. Once their yolk sacs are completely absorbed, they're fine. But we haven't even talked about this pile of snakes, man. So this is a nice pile of snakes. We're going to switch gears here, and I'm going to get you guys a close-up shot of them. And they're all kind of just hanging out. right now by Godzilla's feet. But there are the baby Dumerils, Boas. Let's pull this one back in. Very, very pretty snakes. Love their incredible patterns, you know. Let's see. Jeremy Al-Alas is asking me, how did I begin to love reptiles? When I was 6 years old, I saw this for the first time, Godzilla. Saw Godzilla movies, and I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. A man in a rubber suit destroying buildings, which led me to books on dinosaurs, which then led me to reptiles. And I just really enjoyed learning about reptiles, and turtles kind of have a place in my heart. So when I was 6, my dad got me my first red-eared slider turtle, and had that turtle for many, many years, and continued to have reptiles as I grew up. And now I have the camp. I built that all. So there you go. Very cool. So here are baby Dumerils, Boas. These guys are going to be offered up for sale. They are 200 plus shipping. Beautiful little snake, very docile. You'll see in the upcoming bonus video on Sunday, I go into detail. I'll show you the parents of these babies. And what's really cool is that these babies, the first time I got babies from the female, there were a couple of stillborn babies and a couple of birth defects, but 10 were hatched, and all 10 were completely in perfect shape, as you can see them right here. Let's see, would they be better than red tails? They're comparable to red tails. They get about 6.5 feet long. Red tails get bigger, so these stay a tiny bit smaller. However, there have been some 8-foot Dumerils, Boas recorded. They're definitely docile. They're opportunistic feeders. They're going to eat lizards, birds, small mammals, other snakes, but they do very well on frozen thawed here, you know, in captivity. So very, very cool little snakes. What else? What else? You have the same story as me, but I don't have them. I don't have the camp. All right, Daniel Nix. Well, I'm sure a lot of us have similar stories about loving reptiles. And I don't know how old you are, but you may get your camp one day. So don't give up. Save your money. And you can do this, because I am not any more special than anyone out there. I just put it in my head that I wanted a yard with reptiles, and I saved up for it. So that's it. How's everyone doing? I'm right here, by the way. My eyebrows are kicking it. Let's see. Who else is out there? What's my favorite reptiles to breed? Ash and Ed. Tortoises, baby. Turtles and tortoises. They're my favorite. But you know it's got to be the truth, guys. I'll hold one of these so we can talk to each other. What I actually think my favorite reptiles to breed are any new ones, man. I love getting animals established. When I walked in and I saw these snakes slithering around the enclosure, I got so pumped. I was like, no way, 2nd year in a row, and I didn't even do anything. I just keep them together, let nature take its course. I feed them, change the waters, do that kind of stuff. And the animals do the rest. So I'm basically the caretaker, and that's why it's always so exciting. I love that, you know, these snakes kind of hatch out. I'd love to get my Timor pythons having babies. That'll be different because they lay eggs. I'm gonna have to incubate them. So that's gonna be really cool. Carrie Kish is asking if I do any target training with any of my animals. No, but I think maybe accidentally it happens here at the camp with the Galapagos tortoises and the Aldabra tortoise. I know that Slinky is starting to really learn my comings and goings. He's starting to understand the schedule. He will eat out of my hands very, very gently, and that's really, really cool. Let's see, did Bucky, oh, you must mean Bucky Lassick? Did Bucky get my sulcata from me? No, but Bucky and I are in touch all the time. I'm always giving Bucks some tips as to how to make some fences and what to expect with his animals. Told him some friends I have out in California that are good guys to talk to if he has questions. Bucky's one of my favorite people. He's a talented skater and amazing race car driver. Just a cool dude. I've known him now since 1992. So Bucky and I go way back. He's just always been an amazing skater. I used to love announcing skate competitions when he was skating. So cool. Anne-Marie Victor says, "Sup, Kenan? Those are some pretty witty snakes." Very cool. Thank you. Snakies, sorry. Vivek Patel, what's a good subspecies of Greek tortoise? You're going to have to talk to my man, Chris Leone from Garden State. There's a Garden City where I grew up. Garden State tortoises. He's the man when it comes to all manner of testudo. He knows quite a lot about them. So I'll let him answer that one. I know there are a few different subspecies, golden Greeks, the Egyptian tortoise, the Ibera. So there's many different species. It depends. I think as far as a beginner, you want to get the common race. They're very hardy and sturdy animals. Blue Deva, met you both of being like skate demo in the UK. You met me in the UK? I never did a skate demo, but I have been to England riding. I was at the Bristol skate park, so maybe you met me there. I don't know. Let's see. What are the questions? No cherry heads yet, Joel. They're on their way, though. Turtle Rapist. Yes, Garden City, man. Sea turtle videos are coming, Tom Edwards. What else do we got? Am I going to build a cage for my big Burmese indoor? Nah, I want to do it outdoors. But I might wait until Kyle and I do our reptile sanctuary so we can build a really cool thing. How does it know you're a Patreon? I knew. Well, if you're a Patreon supporter, if you want to become a Patreon supporter, there are 18 people signed up right now for the live video after this, where I'll be able to talk more one-on-one with everyone. And there are 2 spots left. Go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan to become a Patreon member. There's a different level where you get to be a member of that live chat. You'll get sent out a specific link. It's a private link. You'll get that link, and then we'll be doing it. So I am going to close up shop here for the YouTube video. Again, guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. We're very happy with the growth. It's because of all of you guys. We have more shows coming. Don't worry. I felt like I've been slacking for a while, but Tom came down. We filmed some new episodes. We are heading out into the world, going out to Arizona to do some more videos, which is going to be great. So we're going to be bringing you some really cool personalities, reptile personalities, and seeing their habitats and getting out into the field to do some herping. So it'll be really, really cool. These snakes are pretty chill, Blue Deva. They're pretty chill. That's what I was saying about. They're very docile, very nice snakes. They make great pets. So I am looking to sell these. They're 200 plus shipping. Email me at kampkenan@gmail.com to get all the info on these animals, okay? There you have it, everybody. I'm signing off. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget, we got a Saturday Ask Kamp Kenan coming out, Sunday bonus all about the Dumeril's Boas, and new Kamp Kenan episodes every Tuesday, lives Thursday. I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you my Patreon supporters in just about 3 minutes. I'll talk to you guys all again soon. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.